Hello everyone and welcome to your WWE Raw review for August 24th, 2015. This Raw review is really late. I apologize for it, but I had to do a little bit of traveling. It was an emergency. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Here we go. The show opened up with Triple H saying SummerSlam lived up to the hype. Not because Undertaker or Lesnar, but because of one man, that's Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has the U.S. Championship as well as the WWE title. And he smiles and says the champ is here because the champ is here. Triple H looks like proud daddy, saying he won it all. He is not the future, but he is now the man, and it's time to take his place among the gods of wrestling with his statue. Tonight his statue will be revealed, and he will get his. They hug. Up next is Lesnar and Heyman. Heyman states he is pissed off advocate. The indisputable fact that Undertaker was taken to Suplex City. Says Taker is not immortal. It's a fable since he did not tap. He stated that tapping means that Taker is a better wrestler and a better man. Says the referee is not to blame. So Heyman goes on for a little bit more, and then he says that Taker collapsed before exiting and says he has enough material to last all 3 hours if these fans want to hear it. Doesn't say specifically that, but pretty exciting stuff as far as promos go, because Heyman can deliver, no doubt about it. He also mentions the desperate low blow by the Undertaker, and then he said that Lesnar, in a PG era way, said GFY, which means go fudge yourself. Again, sticking with the PG era of professional wrestling right now. And then he says that Brock wants to do it Brooklyn style, and he wants to take out Taker tonight. He wants the rematch tonight. Bo Dallas comes out instead. Says, Mr. Brock, I have bad news and good news. The bad news was that he passed out. The good news is when he woke up and had a dream of beating Undertaker, all he had to do was Bo leave. Suplex City is for Bo. 4 times. Brock goes to leave and then goes back and suplexes him again and goes to leave again. Then goes back for a second time for an F5. Heyman says, Bo, I want you to know Brock Lesnar, Bo leaves. Following match, which is pretty lackluster because you know what? It was pretty exciting to see Brock Lesnar and Seth and Stephanie kick off the show. Very exciting. You have to be into it for storyline purposes. But now we're getting on to the crappy wrestling part of the show. Crappy because I don't want to see any tag teams. Lucha Dragons versus New Day. New Day wins, but the whole point was for them to reintroduce the Dudleys. No longer Team 3D. The Dudley Boyz are back in WWE. They beat up on New Day. Xavier Woods takes most of the punishment, and then he goes 3D. The Deadly Death Drop through the table, and they're back. Cool. Very excited to see how they're going to turn this out, but we all know that WWE doesn't know how to handle certain potential with specific tag teams or potential superstars. So we'll see what happens with this tag team. Yeah. Backstage segment with Triple H and Stephanie admiring the statue. Rollins comes in and thanks them for whatever's behind the curtain. Rollins says this place is so much better with them in charge. They tell him to go get along since they need to set things up. All smiles and love. All smiles and love. Reigns and Ambrose versus Luke, Harper, and Bray Wyatt ends in a DQ. Rematch of the match from SummerSlam. And it was pretty boring. Lights go out, then a large guy in the middle of the ring with a black sheep mask. It's Braun Strowman. Reigns tries Superman punch thingy and gets caught. Ambrose charges in and just gets shoved. Reigns makes him look awesome by being choked out and tossed and then passes out. It's very unlike the Cena 2.0 that he is. Ambrose kicks him in the head and he does not move. He gets tossed around like a rag doll. Wyatt looks super powerful with their new monster. So a new family member. Fantastic. Miz TV with PCB. Paige, Charlotte, and Becky. Now this is the downfall of the Divas Revolution right here. Miz says he lives up to the Flair legacy during when he's talking to Charlotte, and it was pretty lame. He keeps talking, trying to make it like the girls can't be a team. Not possible for them to get along. Team Bella comes in to talk trash. Miz seems happy they're about to fight, but I'm bored. Miz says, girls, my hand goes up, your mouth goes down. He tells that to a Divas Revolution. So you're telling me that this alleged Divas Revolution is going to be reduced by Miz talking shit? Talking shit to these women. These women who are supposed to be strong and powerful. You're going to put a man in this segment. A man who is a good wrestler and a good... By good, I mean, let's be fair. Miz, to me, is not my favorite wrestler, period. But can he go in the ring? Sure. But he's better at talking, cutting promos. But he shouldn't be in the ring trying to stir things up between these women. It's just ridiculous. And it hurts what you might have seen if you're a WWE subscriber. What did you see at NXT TakeOver? You saw something phenomenal. Sasha versus Bayley was beyond good. So they wrestle, and then they start to go in a match or something. The crowd wants Sasha. They don't get Sasha. Then they have an impromptu match between PCB, Paige, Charlotte, Becky versus Team Bella. All the work that Becky and Sasha did at NXT goes straight down the toilet with this boring match. The crowd resorted to chanting CM Punk and The Wave and saying, "We are at awesome chance," and there goes the Divas Revolution. Team Bella wins and nobody cares. And there is no revolution. Nikki Bella is only going to beat AJ Lee's record because she is in a romantic relationship with John Cena. John Cena lobbied for her to keep the title longer because John Cena is a piece of crap when he's not on screen. But when he's on screen, he's a piece of crap too. We'll get into that later. Barrett and Stardust come up for a match. Stardust turns on Barrett. No surprise there. Neville makes a save. No surprise there. Is Barrett going to be a face now? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just happy that I was able to see Stephen Amell wrestle, and I was happy to see Stardust get a shot at having a wrestling match and having a time slot at SummerSlam. Jon Stewart comes out, best segment of the show except for the outcome, and to answer why he did what he did. Brooklyn crowds loves him and so happy for what he did. They started a jizz chant. John cuts a promo like a pro. He did not do it for Seth. He did not do it for the Authority. It was because in his heart he could not let Cena tie the great Ric Flair. In his mind, the champ is Flair. And he wasn't going to let it happen in his watch. It wasn't going to happen. Flair music comes up. He struts down the ramp, struts with Stewart in the ring. Flair said that he appreciated love. He was rooting for Cena. Cena comes into the crowd singing John Cena sucks, because John Cena does suck. He tells Stewart he doesn't understand the consequence of what he did despite what he thought was best. Rollins is the champ of both, and how he elevated the U.S. champion to excellence so that the crowd could see their favorites like Ambrose and Stardust and Sami Zayn be in the main event with him since he's the best. John Cena, you're not the best. You're the only one that they're marketing right now because WWE doesn't want to take a chance on anybody else. You are lucky and fortunate to be in that spot. You are talented. You are garbage. Anyone who thinks that John Cena is better than anybody else in the wrestling ring, we're talking about wrestling. We're not talking about cutting a promo. The promo thing is for sports entertainment. We're talking about, can he wrestle better than Seth Rollins? The answer is no. He can't even wrestle better than Daniel Bryan. And he can't even wrestle better than Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens. Even if I hate to say this, he can't even wrestle better than Roman Reigns. But we're talking about promo cutting. Stewart says, as good as you are, he couldn't see him tie Flair. Stewart tells him it was his moment to win it back. He tells him you got a moment to win it back. Cena says he's going to go and what he has to, he's going to go, but he gives Stewart AA because he thinks that's the right thing to do. Some stupid fans started clapping for this. He's a bully. You're not supposed to do that to somebody. He's an older guy. He's not a wrestler. you're a sore loser, John Cena. That's what you are. John Cena, you're a sore loser, and you attack someone that isn't a professional wrestler. Now, this is I'm talking as a wrestling fan. You're disgusting, John Cena. You're a disgusting excuse for a role model. So if someone is to do something bad to me and is older, if an old man was to smack me, I'm not going to pick him up and I'm not going to beat him up. It's an older person. You're not supposed to do that. He's an older person. Period. What are you going to do? You're going to give AA to Ric Flair then? Because Ric Flair beats you by like 30 years. It wasn't good. Ziggler, Cesaro, Ryback, and Orton versus Sheamus, Kevin Owens, and Rusev. It was almost as bad as Divas match. Kevin Owens looked good. I don't even remember how the match ended. I think Orton won. I think so. I guess so. I don't know. I think the faces won. That's how much interest I had in this. Wyatt promo recapping SummerSlam, introducing his new member. Abigail's back. Triple H and Stephanie are backstage. Cena approaches, saying congrats for the AA, one of the most beloved hosts in TV history. A man he outweighs by over 100 pounds. This is Stephanie talking. Congrats in the trend, sore loser, because that's what John Cena is, sore loser. Cena says he's going to step up his weight class when he talks to Seth. Steph says, sorry, I know you think that you are going to get involved in Seth's celebration. In order to steal the spotlight once again, since he is so good at it, he would have to be there to do it. She is not going to let anyone ruin the celebration. So she then had two men put John Cena's hands behind his back, and then says, John, one more thing, you can't see me, with the motion of that. Thank you, Stephanie. Good job. I personally don't like you as a character, but you did a fantastic job there, and I appreciate you putting John Cena in this place. Thank you. The platform gets set up in the ring. It looks really heavy. Steph and Triple H says they're going to get in trouble for mentioning Vince's birthday. It was Vince's birthday last week on Monday. Happy birthday, Vince. Thank you for providing us with countless hours of entertainment and wrestling. And please, for the love of Jesus, can you please stop with the John Cena thing? John Cena has to be phased out. You're going to have to move on eventually. If you haven't seen it by now, everybody has an expiration date when it comes to professional wrestling. You have to focus on the future. John Cena cannot be the future anymore. We thank you for giving us Seth Rollins. We appreciate it. Triple H talks how special it is to be immortalized in bronze. Seth cuts a promo on how amazing he is and how legends never die. Authority looks on as good, proud parents. Seth stumbles since he's so nervous. He states how he will become immortal, mentions how Cena sees, and like he mentioned, how he is secure. To be the man, you have to beat the man, and that is what he did. And now Seth Rollins is the man. Kurt is pulled up of the statue. Oh my gosh, it's Sting! It makes no sense, but yes, I'm happy that Sting is back. I was there for WrestleMania 31. I was there for the Raw after WrestleMania. It was good to see Sting. It was good to see Sting wrestle. I did not appreciate or like in any way, shape, or form Sting doing the job. I know it wasn't clean. I know he didn't win clean, but it was no DQ match. Sting lost to Triple H. Why? That was his first match ever. And you're going to make him job to Triple H? What was the point, Vince? What was your point for this? Till Triple H can have Seth destroy Sting? Because I can only see one outcome, Sting losing. And that's fine. I don't think Sting should ever be WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Not because he's not good enough, but because he's not in his prime anymore. And it's fine. It's fine for Sting not to have that championship. But you can't tell me that we are going to see Sting versus Seth Rollins and you're going to expect me to be really excited. Because I know what the outcome's going to be. It's going to be a shitty finish. And Seth is going to retain. Which I had no problem with Seth retaining. Because Seth is a great heel. He's the best heel you got right now on the roster. But you're going to put Sting there? How is Sting going to be a threat? He couldn't even take care of Triple H. Are you going to make Sting win and then Triple H going to turn on Seth? And how long is Sting's title reign going to be? That night? Is he going to lose to Sheamus that night? Because if you make Sting's title reign in less than 2 minutes, or less than a minute, then what was the point? Just to say he held the championship for a little bit? I think this is a mistake. I am excited to see it, but if you're going to let Sting dethrone Seth Rollins, you got to give him at least 2-3 months. Give him a title run. Give him something. You let The Miz have the championship for, I think, it felt like years when he had the title. I don't know. Triple H looks like he saw a ghost. Leaves Rollins and Rollins rushes Sting. Sting punches him, hits a clothesline. Stinger splashed in the corner and Rollins falls out. Sting picks up the WWE title and holds it over his head. Authority's pissed. Stephanie says, you can hear Stephanie yelling, never, never, with her mean face. And Sting's and Rock's wrong with the belt. Exciting perspective. But again, I don't think they're going to give him the championship. And if they do give him the championship, you have to make Seth look extremely strong. You have to make Seth come within inches of beating him. You have to make Seth look incredibly strong. And if you're going to make Sting champion, it's got to be strong. That's it. It's got to be a strong, good match. Sting can do it. I know he can do it. And I know Seth can work with anybody. If Seth can make John Cena look like $1 million, because John Cena ain't worth shit, then I think Sting can they can both work well together. Even though Sting is older than Undertaker, Sting is in better shape. Okay, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Again, very sorry I'm so late with this review. Really excited about Sting. Very excited about Dudley Boyz. But I'm hoping that they approach these storylines a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more thought, because you got a lot of people in the kitchen. And when you're making food, and say the WWE's food, and we're consuming it, we want to know that what we're eating, what we're digesting with our eyes, is good for us. So, I'm hoping for the best, expecting the worst, but always optimistic, because Seth Rollins is the future and John Cena is not. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe.